So one of the helpful things that we use with New Forms Resources is games to help people find people of peace and to start simple missional communities. Here we see our Path and House game, which helps people to think about the internal challenges as pioneers looking to multiply disciples, churches and leaders. We start with prayer. Who could you start a house of prayer with this week? Where you listen to Jesus, He speaks to you, He guides the mission work, and then you go out and do those things that He's telling you to do. Then the following week you report back on have you done the things that Jesus has told you to do and what happened when you went to those places that Jesus led you to. Out of the house of prayer, we then think about what are the people and places that Jesus is sending us to. In Matthew 10 and Luke 10, Jesus gave His disciples specific instructions about where to go. They went to every town and village where Jesus was about to visit. So Jesus will send us to people and places in our towns and communities and villages, or maybe we could gather people in our home, in our work, or in our leisure. Having identified the people and places that Jesus is sending us to, or He's already placed us in, we're then thinking about how can we preach the message of the kingdom? How can we listen to people's stories, listen to what their pain or their need is? How can we share something of our story with them? And then how can we introduce God's story into their life? Also, Jesus' instructions were to heal the sick, to cast out demons, to cleanse lepers. So we're looking at how can we demonstrate the power of the kingdom in a very tangible way. A very easy way that we train people to do this is turning problems into prayers. When you hear someone sharing a problem or a need, you can turn it into a prayer or a solution to help them see that Jesus is real and that He loves them. Having done those things, we're then looking for people of peace. Jesus sent His disciples out in Matthew 10 and Luke 10 to find people who He described as people of peace or worthy people. These people are open to outside workers, hungry for spiritual things and willing to share this message of Jesus and gather others around them. So once we've found a person of peace, or if we're acting like a person of peace and we're gathering people to explore spiritual things, we're then thinking about what are we planting. In Matthew 13, Jesus talked about two seeds. The first seed was the word of the kingdom, which we plant into the soil. The people of peace are good soil. If the seed falls into the good soil, it will produce multiplication. The other seed that Jesus talked about in Matthew 13 are the citizens of the kingdom. So we're looking to plant the seed of the kingdom and the citizens of the kingdom, us, into the oikos of the person of peace, to see disciples, churches and leaders multiplied to at least 4 generations. The final area we look at on the path is persecution. Jesus said in Matthew 10 that if you go out and do these things, you will be persecuted. So we intentionally train people in this pioneer mission game to prepare for persecution. We often think that Jesus wants to bless us and make everything go okay. But the truth of the scriptures are that Jesus said, you are blessed when you're persecuted. You are blessed when you suffer all kinds of evil and people speak against you in my name.